I'm 105 years old. I was born in 1920. I buried my wife, my 2 sons, almost all my friends. And it wasn't until I was 72 that I learned what really matters in life. It took losing absolutely everything to understand it. For 72 years, I chased the wrong things. I built an empire. I made money. I bought houses. I accumulated awards and recognition. And along the way, I lost the only people who made all of that worthwhile. I'm telling you this story because I wasted 72 years of my life. 72 years living for the wrong things. And if I can save you even 10 years from that mistake, every minute of this video will be worth it. If you're 30, 40, 50 years old and think you have time, I thought so too. You don't. My life before was successful. At least that's what I thought. I started my textile company in 1948 when I was 28 years old. A small workshop with 3 sewing machines. By 1960, I had 3 factories. By 1970, 200 employees. My name was on buildings. I married Maria in 1946. She was a nurse. Black hair, easy laugh. I fell in love with her on our second coffee date. We had 2 sons. Roberto was born in 1950, Carlos in 1958. On Sundays, Maria made her famous apple pie. The kids played in the yard. I reviewed factory papers in my study. "Come play, Dad," they'd say. "In a moment, I have to finish this." That moment never came. It was March 1992. I was 72 years old. A Tuesday afternoon, Maria walked into my home office. She had an invitation in her hand. Cream-colored gold letters. Roberto's graduation. From his master's degree. He says he wants you to be there. Roberto was 42 years old. He had gone back to school after years of working. He was proud. He wanted to share it with me. "When is it?" I asked, without looking up from my documents. "April 26th, Saturday at 3 p.m. I checked my calendar. There it was, marked in red, leaving USA investors Mindus Pittsburgh contract. I had been chasing that contract for 2 years. $3 billion. The investors could only meet that day. I looked at Maria. She already knew my answer. I saw it in her eyes. I can't. It's the most important meeting of the year. Maria left the invitation on my desk. He didn't say anything. He just left. The sound of her footsteps walking away. I still hear that sound. I went to the meeting. I got the contract. Roberto didn't speak to me for 6 months. When he finally did, it was at Christmas dinner. Everyone there. Uncomfortable. He raised his wine glass and said, looking straight at me, "We always knew it, Dad, that your company was more important than us. Today you confirmed it. Thanks for the clarity." He left the dinner. He didn't come back to family Christmases for 4 years. Maria stopped asking me to be present. She simply went on with her life. I went on with mine. Under the same roof, separate worlds. Carlos, my younger son, tried to bridge the gap. "Give him time, Dad. Roberto is proud." But it wasn't pride. It was pain. I thought, he'll understand when he's older, when he has his own businesses. He'll see I did this for them. How stupid I was. 6 years later, Carlos called me at 2 a.m. His voice was shaking. "Dad, Roberto had an accident. You need to come to the hospital. Now, drunk driver. Side impact." Roberto died before reaching the hospital. He was 48 years old. At the funeral, his wife Laura handed me an envelope. I found it in his desk. It has your name on it. It was a letter, handwritten, no date. "Dad, I know you'll probably never read this. I know you're busy. You always are. I just wanted you to be proud of me. I just wanted you to see me. Once. Really. Not your money. Your company is not your business advice. Just your time. But it's okay, I get it now. Real son. I hope someday you understand what you lost. Roberto." My hands were shaking so much, the letter fell to the crematorium floor. There, standing in front of my son's casket, surrounded by people who were present in his life, I realized I had been in thousands of meetings. I didn't remember a single one, but I remembered perfectly every time Roberto asked me to play. Or I said later. Later never came. The next 18 years were empty. I sold the company in 2000. I didn't care anymore. Maria died in 2010. Cancer, fast, painful. Her last words, her cold hand in mine. "I wish we had danced more." We never danced, not once in 64 years of marriage. I was always too tired or had to check something. I was left alone. Carlos visited me once a month. Out of obligation, not love. It was 2016. I was 96 years old. I lived alone in a house that was too big, filled with photos of people who were gone or who no longer wanted to see me. One Saturday afternoon, my granddaughter Lucia showed up at my door. She was 16 years old, red eyes from crying. She walked in without saying anything. She sat on the couch. She hugged her knees. "Lucia, what happened?" "Dad. Dad says he can't come to my piano recital." Again, her voice broke. "He says he has an important conference in Madrid, that he can't change the date." Something in my chest broke. I saw my son Carlos repeating my exact mistakes. I saw my granddaughter, with the same eyes Roberto had at 12 years old. Waiting. Always waiting for a father who would never arrive. "When is your recital?" "Tuesday, 7 p.m. I'm going to play Chopin. I've been practicing for 6 months, Grandpa." 6 months. I stood up. For the first time in years, I felt something besides resignation. "Give me your dad's phone number." My hands were shaking. I dialed. Carlos answered in a professional tone. "Dad, are you okay?" "No, I'm not okay. And you won't be either if you continue down this path." Silence. "Carlos, I'm 96 years old. I've lived 96 years. And the worst mistake of my life, the one that haunts me every damn night, was not going to Roberto's graduation. It was choosing meetings over my children, over and over and over again." My voice broke. "Your brother died waiting for me to see him. He died waiting, and I have to live with that every day. Every damn day." I heard Carlos swallow. "Don't do that to Lucia. Cancel the conference. Go to that recital. Or I swear in 20 years, you'll be where I am, alone, full of money, empty of everything else. There was a long silence. Dad, this is the first time in my life I've heard you regret something. I'm 96 years old, Carlos, and 50 years late to say it. Carlos went to the recital. He sent me a video. Lucia was playing Chopin. He was crying in the front row. At the end, she hugged him. He whispered, "I'm sorry for all the times I wasn't there." I watched that video 20 times that night. The next day I called him. I want to start over. I know I can't get back 70 years. But if I have time left, I'd like to try. It wasn't magical. It was flow. Awkward. 70 years of silence don't disappear with one lunch. Carlos gave me a notebook. Write what you never said. I started at 6 a.m. every day about Maria, about Roberto, about everything I lost. One Sunday I read him something about the night Roberto was born, how I swore to be the best father in the world. We both cried. One Sunday I didn't go. I was scared of not being enough. Carlos showed up at my house. You said you'd try. Trying means showing up. He took me to his house. I met my great-grandson Mateo, 3 years old. We played with blocks. He called me great-great-grandpa. I cried in the bathroom. 6 months later, Carlos asked, "How did you meet Mom?" I told him everything. The coffee, her laugh, how she danced when nobody was watching. I'd never heard you talk about Mom like that. I never had time. Now you have time. And I felt like my life could still mean something. At 97, I went to Lucia's 6 recitals that year. At 98, Carlos hugged me. I have the dad I always wanted. Just took 98 years. At 100, Lucia asked me to walk her down the aisle. Because even though you weren't there before, you're here now. And that counts. At 103, Emma was born, my great-great-granddaughter. I held her and whispered, "I'm not going to fail you like I failed the others." It took me 9 years to rebuild what I destroyed in 72. 9 years of Sundays. 2 years ago, I danced for the first time in my life. At Lucia's wedding. My knees hurt. I didn't care. Maria would have wanted to see it. I'm 105 years old. Here's what I learned too late. Your job forgets your names. Your family remembers your absence forever. Nobody from my factories calls me. But Carlos remembers every time I wasn't there. Later is a lie. Roberto died at 48. Maria died waiting. If something matters, do it today. Success without people is just a fancier grave. I died when I buried Roberto. I came back to life when I called Carlos and said, I was wrong. Your children don't need your money. They need your time. Roberto wanted me to go to his graduation. So simple. So free. I chose a meeting I don't even remember. It's never too late to start. At 96, I got a second chance. At 103, I danced at a wedding. Every day is an opportunity. Love is showing up. Not grand gestures. It's the good morning. It's going to the recital tired. It's dancing with aching knees. It's saying, I was wrong at 96 years old. Life is measured in moments, not achievements. I have plaques and awards. They're worth nothing. But I have Sundays filled with laughter. That's worth everything. You're going to die. And you'll think about the people you loved and whether you showed them. Roberto died without knowing. That's my cross. Don't let it be yours. I'm 105 years old, and it took me 72 years to learn this. But if I die tomorrow, I die having danced, having hugged, having said I love you 1,000 times. I die having shown up. If you're 30, 40, 50, 70 years old, put down the phone. Cancel that meeting. Hug your children. Dance with your partner. Say, I love you. Not at 90 years old. Now. Today. Because time can't be bought back. And when it's gone forever. I was lucky. 9 years to fix 72 years of mistakes. Don't count on that luck. Start right now. Live before it's too late. Don't be like me. Be better. Live now.